Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and we're at the halfway point of the year, as you may already know from my other video where I talked about some of my favorite records of this year. But one thing that sort of comes up a lot in the comment section of my reviews, because of course people never forget. People never ever forget. Especially when I don't really care for an album. People tend to take reviews a little personally, and I understand why that is. I mean, people really take their musical tastes and their favorite artists and their favorite albums and they make them a part of their lives. I'm not surprised by or disappointed by or even hurt by some of the negative reactions that come in the comment sections of my reviews, but I think here we can sort of address those in a really healthy way and just kind of give everybody an opportunity to vent. For one, things that are overrated. Tell me straight up, because I'm honest with you. What do you think I have sort of hyped up a little too much this year and that I've made a big deal of, but you're not really seeing the point, you're not really seeing what's so great about it? I've definitely gotten a lot of responses in that regard to my Queens of the Stone Age review, my Daft Punk review, my My Bloody Valentine review. Not my Altar of Plagues or my Knife review, but I have enjoyed those albums quite a bit more than most albums this year. And for sure, there are going to be some people who sort of react negatively to that in itself. Because there are certainly a lot of records that came out this year that I'm just not seeing the excitement for, even though a lot of people have loved them, like the new National record, for example. You know, I'm not really against the National style in general. I mean, I do enjoy albums like The Boxer, but honestly, since that record, I don't see what the band is doing that is that captivating. Obviously, I didn't really care for the new Kanye album that much. There were strong reactions to that, but I think there may have been even stronger reactions to my feelings on the new J. Cole LP, especially since that was traditionally a lot more agreeable. For sure, my Ghost album review caught some negative reactions. I really think the band missed the mark on that record by bringing in a bigger budget, bringing in more bells and whistles, and just not keeping the songwriting up to snuff in comparison with their debut LP. Even though I was excited about it at first, I was pretty disappointed by the new Strokes record. The new Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds unfortunately did not meld with me at all. Some people were expecting maybe slightly more positive reviews for the new Local Natives, the new Foals. I was really sort of let down by the new Thundercat. The new Justin Timberlake album didn't really do anything for me, which I did get a lot of negative responses for not enjoying quite so much. And even though I didn't really dislike it, I think a lot of people were expecting a much more positive review for the new Boards of Canada album. These are albums that to me just did not appeal to me that much for one reason or another, but you know, you're completely free to tell me if you think I've underrated them. And also the third part of this that I definitely wanted to talk about are LPs that I didn't necessarily love, that I didn't necessarily want to shove down your throats, but I do think deserved a little bit more credit and attention than they actually got when they eventually were released. Like the new Grave Babies album, Crusher, an odd lo-fi rock release with some gothic tendencies that, yeah, there are some weird, inconsistent qualities to this album, but still the band's aesthetic, their style, and just their sound are fantastic. The new Quasimodo is still an incredibly solid release that I think deserves more attention. The new Melt Yourself Down album too, it's a little one-dimensional, but still some really great danceable punk, Middle Eastern, African grooves coming out of this thing. The new The World is a Beautiful Place and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die might be my favorite Connecticut release of this year. The new Laura Marling, a very great, solid front-to-back singer-songwriter album. Could be a little bit more eventful or engaging, but very beautiful for the most part. The new Uncluded record, a very creative and very colorful and funny, clever collaboration between A$AP Rock and Kimya Dawson, an unlikely pairing, but it comes out really good. And the new Big Crit mixtape, which, yeah, I didn't love it. I thought it was okay, but blow for blow, it's just about as good as nearly every other thing that he's released. Dope Body has a really solid 7-inch out. The new Nails album is incredibly hard-hitting if you're looking for hardcore punk metal, power, violence. And the new Underachievers mixtape mixtape, Indigoism, one of the better hip-hop mixtapes you're going to hear this year if you try it out. So in your opinion, this year, 2013, what has been too hyped? What hasn't been hyped enough? What have I hyped too much? What are you hoping will grow on me by the end of the year? This? No, unfortunately, it's not. I still think it's good, though. I still think it's good. What do you think? Anthony Fantano, 2013, so far, forever.